We are back live at your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour. Timmy, the producer, Patterson at the controls. I'm your host, Chris Guzman. Emil Soto-Popinski Kegabine on the right side of your screen. Timmy, how can our listeners get in touch with us tonight?
Hit us up on the hotline, 219-743-9743. Yahoo Instant Messenger is up and running. Keyword Bolo Punch Boxing Hour. Or the best way to reach us is in the chat room via Ustream.tv.
Lots and lots of fights coming up this week and subsequent weeks. May 15th, Atlantic City, New Jersey on ESPN2. We've got Kevin Johnson taking on Devin Vargas, 10 rounds. That is the heavyweight division. Also Jorge Terán against Aldo Valtierra. And Bruce Seldon, former WBA heavyweight champion of the world, until Mike Tyson smacked it away from him with a phantom punch, versus Gabe Brown, 8 rounds at heavyweight. Interesting that Bruce Seldon is fighting. He was supposed to be fighting this man, former WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Relentless Layman Brewster. That was supposed to happen in Indianapolis.
I think it's around Thanksgiving, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that fight fell through.
Yeah, he was actually. I think it was actually supposed to be like the day after Thanksgiving because he was saying he was going to be on the flight on Thanksgiving Day.
It would have been on Saturday, so it would have been 2 days after. But yeah.
Yeah, he said he was going to be on the flight on Thanksgiving, but it ended up falling through. I don't know. He's getting up there in age. We'll have to see what he has here. It's going to be on ESPN2. There's a good chance that fight is going to be televised. It looks like they have a 10. Usually they have 1 10-round and 8-round and a 4-round fight. So usually the 8-round one will be televised.
Also on Don King's GoFightLive.tv in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Joey Abel is taking on Billy Willis, 8 rounds at heavy. Also, Kevin Carmody against Fernando Basura. And G. Comer is taking on Clarence Taylor. Lots of good names on that one. Some of them you might have heard of.
Yeah, it's it's a free. Go Fight Live. Sometimes it's free. Sometimes they charge you. A couple dollars to watch it. Usually not very much to watch it. And it's a lot of prospects more than mainstream fighters. The prospects, they're trying to get some people to see what they can do.
In Belfast, in Ireland, we've got Martin Rogan taking on Sam Sexton, and Neil Sinclair is taking on our very good friend Henry Coyle, 12 rounds, junior middleweights. You can almost guarantee that Henry Coyle will win this fight by knockout. It's just a matter of which round. You know what?
It seems like he takes on overseas. He takes a little bit tougher fights on than he does here in the States. Seems like over here he's taking on guys that he can blow out of the water. When he goes over there, he takes on a little bit tougher competition, and in either place he has a pretty big following. So.
Oh, he's got a very big following in the Chicagoland area for sure. That's where he's based when he's in the United States.
Yeah.
But originally from County Mayo in Ireland, of course. Fighting in Belfast, fighting in his motherland. That's awesome. In Magdeburg, Germany, we've got Francois Botha against Timo Hoffman, 12 rounds at heavyweight. Of course, Franz Botha, former heavyweight champion of the world. If you call having one of the 4 recognized belts at a time, being the former heavyweight champion. Robert Stiglitz against Lucas Wilacek. Rematch 12 rounds at super middle. Also in Lawton, Oklahoma, George Tadonipa versus Dan Wallace, 10-round super middleweights, and Grady Brewer, as well as Marcus Oliveri, both also on that card.
Yeah. Grady Brewer hasn't fought much since the Contender, so
since he won the Contender.
Yeah, so I think he's only had 1 fight since then, maybe 2.
Ricardo Torres in Puerto Colombia. Ricardo Torres taking on Derwin Medina, and Darley Perez against Julio Cesar Arenilla.
Now for the big one.
Absolutely. This is the fight of the week. May 16th, that is this Saturday night at Oakland, California. We've got on Showtime Andre Ward taking on Edison, the Panther Miranda, 12-round super middleweights. Also, John Molina against Frankie Archuleta, not the guy from American Idol. 8 rounds junior lightweights. Sean Estrada against Corey Jones, and Kareem Mayfield against Roberto Valenzuela. We got to talk about this Andre Ward against Edison Miranda. Miranda brings a lot to the table. He brings insane punching power with a very wide open defense.
Yeah, so much power that he earned knockout of the year, 2 years ago?
Yeah. Andre Ward, what does he bring to the table? Flawless boxing ability, not as much power as Edison Miranda.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the slugger
Yeah,
up against the boxer.
When you think of the two Andres, the two Olympians, Andre Durrell is the one with a little bit more power. Ward's a little bit.
Was Durrell in the Olympics?
Yes, one was a bronze medalist and Ward was the gold medalist.
Okay.
Andre Ward brings a little bit more boxing skills. He has a little bit better movement. He has a little bit better defense than Durrell, while Durrell has a little bit more power, which kind of makes up for that.
And longer arms.
Yeah, but Andre Ward, it's gonna be a tough test for Miranda. Miranda
doesn't need a test.
Miranda has had the experience basically.
This is a test for Andre Ward.
Yeah,
I think you might have misspoke, or I just highly disagree with what you said. This is a test for Andre Ward. This is Andre Ward's biggest move up. I mean, nothing against our friend Derek Finley, but a year ago he was fighting Derek Finley. Now he's fighting Edison Miranda. He has moved up in the ranks big time. Miranda was in the championship race a year ago.
And we don't have their records in front of us, but Andre Ward, they've
totally
been
undefeated.
Yeah, they've been kind of saying he's moved up kind of slowly. He also had a knee injury, so they kind of held him back a little bit. So
I don't think fighting Edison Miranda is moving slowly.
I'm saying to this point,
yeah, this is his coming out party.
You know how Teddy Atlas is always saying about the Olympians, how they need to take on tougher opponents
right
quicker.
off the bat.
Yeah, because they've already been fighting the top people in the world.
Deontay Wilder fighting that fat dude. When he's a bronze medalist from last summer, from 9 months ago, might not be the best way to keep him interested in the sport. You got to put him in with good guys right away. He's been fighting the best guys in the world. I totally agree with Teddy Atlas.
But you got to remember, Andre Ward did have that knee injury, so that did slow him up a little bit. That's part of the reason. It's taken him this long to get to somebody the caliber of Miranda. And Miranda's going to be a hell of a test for him. I would assume that Andre Ward is a slight favorite in this. I wouldn't say he's an overwhelming favorite over Miranda.
Is he a favorite over Miranda? It depends on who you ask. Someone that doesn't know who Andre Ward is like, "Ooh, Miranda's fighting." I don't know who Andre Ward is. I mean, I do, but maybe the average Joe doesn't. But the average Joe, as far as boxing goes, knows who Edison Miranda is. When you put him in there with Kelly Pavlik, when you put him in there with the guys that he's been knocking out.
Jermaine Taylor, Kelly Pavlik, guys of that sort.
Oh, man.
He actually made a pretty good name for himself. And then, even fighting Jonathan Banks, where he had the big knockout of the year. When you have knockout of the year, that puts you in Ring Magazine. That puts you in their little book that they send out every year. Their
book.
Their boxing almanac.
Yeah. Almanac. Also, Prim, Nevada on Azteca America. Brandon Rios against Oscar Mesa. 10 rounds at junior lightweights. Also, Miguel Angel. If your name is Miguel Angel Garcia, how is your nickname Mikey? How we doing? Who?
I know if you're going to be a boxing fan outside Vegas, Prim, Nevada is not far from there. That's a pretty good place to live.
That's a good place to be. And every name on there is essentially Spanish, except for Sharif Bulgair against Kevin Carmody. Wait a minute. I just announced Kevin Carmody fighting on another card. I did. I just read Carmody fighting someone up higher. That's ridiculous. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back with our topic. Call into our show, guys. Timmy, how can they do that?
219-743-9743.
Awesome. The Bolo Punch hotline is up and running. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll be right back with our topic, talking all about Mike Tyson and the new type of celebrity that he has become. This is your Bolo Punch. We'll be right back.
Rogie Insurance is a 4